Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until, forgot to turn my alerts off. I'm with you until my voice gives out or until I feel it starting to give out. I don't want it to give all the way out. But until my voice starts to give out, I'm with you. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. I got a little bit of a topic today because I've seen it discussed a little bit on social media, and I wanted to address it. And, you know, when I want to address something, that's what I do. But I want your input as well. 513-717-KING. That's 513-717-5464. But, of course, before we do any of that, if this is your first time checking out the show, welcome. Welcome. Sorry for being a little late. Had to go pick up the little baby. So got the little baby with me today. And as we customarily do, come on in, say hi. Say hi to me. Let me know where you're checking me out from. And I will say hi back to you for the first few minutes. So come on in, say hi. Should I wear my sunglasses, little baby? No. Huh? No. No. You got to see them first. Here, don't tell me. All right. Now look. Should I wear them? No. No. Okay. She a hater. You're a hater. You're a hater, little baby. Why you got to be a hater? So come on in and say hi. She a hater. A little baby hater. Robert Willis. Robert Willis. Good afternoon, sir. Lonzo checking us out. Good afternoon. SOT Soldier. SOT Soldier. What up? Got Lady K checking in. Hello, Lady K. Got my OSHA checking in from the bunker in gentrified Avondale. If you didn't live in the really rich section, it wouldn't be gentrified. Only white people I see around here are the homeless people. Always standing there asking for money. Shirley, good afternoon. Checking in from Westchester. Anthony, good afternoon. Got Terry checking in from downtown. Good afternoon, Terry. Janice says, hey, you keep surprising us. Janice, why do you hate me? I just want to know. I just want to know what I do to you. What I do. No, I'm just messing with Janice. She know that. Love Janice. Lady K say, y'all still sick? I still have this cough. They tell me it's bronchitis. So they got me on some steroids. So I'm going to start working out while I'm on the steroids so I can get big. I know it's not that kind of steroid. And they tell me it should be cleared up in about a week. We got Miss Pittsburgh. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Dwayne checking us out from Mount Airy. What's up, Dwayne? LaDon in the house from East Price Hill. Is there a rich area of Price Hill too? Or is just Price Hill, but they just put an E on the beginning. We got Tina in the house. Good afternoon. But Tina says good morning. Tina might be on the West Coast today. Ain't no telling. Got Brent in the house. Brent says good afternoon. Checking in from Dallas. So now y'all haters too. Y'all just gonna join her hating. Y'all just gonna join the little mini hater in training. Y'all all hating on the glasses. What's wrong with y'all? Them some fly A glasses. Vincent, good afternoon. Checking in from Middletown. All right. Got the Black Russian checking in from Bond Hill. Got Carolyn checking in from Earth, Wind, and Fire. Oh, no, East Walnut Hills. EWH, not EWF. Got Madisonville checking in. Nat Turner. All right. Valerie in the house. Valerie says it's a great day. All right. LaDonna, you hating on the glasses too. Why y'all haters? Why are y'all such haters? Brandy, good afternoon. Greetings to you. We got Reese in the house. Jerica or Jerika, depending on which show you're listening to. We got Diane. Good afternoon. Sean, of course, checking us out from the ATL. Princess Flower? Is there a Princess Flower in Mario? No? Okay. Got Cindy Hill checking us out. I look fake, cool Mo D. See, y'all just haters. What is this show? Just like a breeding ground for haterism? Haterosity. Thank you. Reese, I like the glasses. I like the glasses too. And Terry, good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. See, the voice is already starting to give out. So I'm not going to be long. Not going to be long today, I can tell. But I need to get this in. Because I want to talk about it. I saw this on somebody's Facebook page. Somebody was talking about it. And I saw it, and I said, and I saw all the comments surrounding it, and I was honestly a little disturbed by some of the comments. So I'm going to play what I'm talking about, and then let's discuss for a minute. But I don't want to leave y'all in suspense. See if I can get to it, if I can do this right. What is her name? Rocky K or something. I don't know what her name is. Some young lady who was having a conversation with Ayala. I'm sure this was part of a larger conversation, and this came up. So just check it out and tell me what you think.
I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus.
Do you think a simple glass of water?
All right. She would not date a bus driver unless he owned the bus, owned the company, whatever. She would not date a bus driver. And she was really kind of beat up for that. People beat that woman up. Excuse me. She got called a gold digger. She got called all kind of stuff. I even see some of the comments here. She's arrogant and so on and so forth, stuck up, all of that stuff. I'm believe it or not, I'm going to stand up for the sister for a moment. Look, there is absolutely nothing wrong with setting your standard, whatever that standard is. There is absolutely nothing wrong with setting your standard. If you're a woman and you said to me, I only want to date a professional Major League Baseball player or NBA player in the top of the NBA. Like, he can't just be, he got to be like one of the top money makers. I would say, that sounds weird to me, but it's your life. You get to live whatever life you want to live and set whatever standard you want to set. You get to do that for you. And I know we look down as society. We look down on what we call gold diggers. But there is nothing wrong. I was having this conversation with a young lady, and she was saying, what's wrong? I thought as kind of in general, there was nothing wrong with women looking for a provider. Like, ain't that what you're supposed to do? And of course she brought up, but only people who get this kind of criticism and black women get this criticism. I push back on that. It's not true. It's not true. Gold digger is not a racial slur. I hear white men putting down white gold diggers. I hear Latino men putting down Latina gold diggers. I don't know enough Asian people, but I'm pretty sure it's Asian men out there like, hell no. I don't want no chick that just want me for my money. So it's not a racial thing. Even though Mrs. Livingston challenged me on that, and I might get to that if my voice hold out. But everybody has to live their own life. You have to set your own standard. If you are, I don't like a man shorter than this, or I don't want a man taller than that. I don't want a man that's this big, or I don't want a man that's this small. I don't want no fat, out of shape man. I don't want no big muscle bound man. Everyone gets to set their own standard. Now, look, you can set whatever standard you want by whatever criteria you choose. I don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with whatever criteria she has set. But don't you agree she got a right to set that criteria? Now, I think the only problem that I have with it is because one of the, she says, hey, basically at the beginning of that clip, of course, I'm paraphrasing. She was saying, ain't really no good men out here. Ain't really no good men out here. And that becomes the problem that some people have. When you say, ain't no good men out here, but your standard for what a good man is all wrapped up in how much money he makes. That's problematic to me. As a man, I can see men and people having an issue with that. Just as a person. Oh, hold on, let me put the comments on. I'm not going to be able to read all the comments. I want y'all to be able to see them. But you can have whatever standard you want. And if that woman says, I'm not dating no bus driver unless he own the company, I support her. I support her. As a dude that's 5'5", just over 5'5", out there trying to date, I ran into a lot of women who would not date a man my height. I was too short. They had little jokes. Gotta be this tall to ride this ride. All that kind of stuff. Okay. I didn't have beef with that. Well, okay, initially, when I was a really young man, I had some beef with it. But then I realized, hey, if she don't want me, for whatever reason, her loss. From my perspective, her loss. I'm not going to try to convince someone who don't want me to want me. So, but if she, die alone because she, whatever her standard was, that's on her. If she find whatever that standard is, great for her. But I don't like some of the hits that she was taking. based on whatever her preference is for dating. I don't have a problem with gold diggers. Because if you're a gold digger, that's just one less chick I got to worry about. Not now, because I'm married. But that's one less chick that I had to worry about wasting my time on. Trying to get to know. You a gold digger. You don't want me. Right out the gate. I know that. I'm cool. But people do have issues with that. People do have issues with it. And I don't like the way that woman was being talked about. I don't. But then she posted a response, and I was supporting her until I saw the response that she posted. Let me see if I can get this up here for you. I was supporting her till I saw this.
So out of the 50,000 plus comments posted on social, I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position and recognizing that I am actually speaking and pouring into the ascension of black men when I said what I said. But see, no, some of y'all were too busy naming and shaming me personally and black women in general as undesirable, gold diggers, and much worse. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. No, I will not create a soft place for you or anybody that I love to fall comfortably into the bigotry of low expectations. So I'm going to say one more time, there's absolutely nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mother Gloria drove one for years. But could it be that black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. And in this case, it takes the form of conditioning black Americans to happily accept being a permanent American underclass. But see, because I know the truth about black folk in America, no, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
All right. And that was her response. And like I said, I was with her until that response. And I don't have time nor energy or the voice to completely break down what she said. But instead of saying, I got a right to want what I want, she tried to cloak herself in righteous indignation and then put on top of that some, this white supremacy, and put on top of that, y'all bashing black women, and put on top, you know what I'm saying? Like, she tried to cover up all of this stuff. But basically, if you listen to that response, what she said was driving a bus is mediocre and average. And she said, ain't nothing wrong with driving a bus. My mama did it. But it ain't good enough for her. And the idea that, just somebody told me she's a lawyer. And of course, she's in the media. So she's a celebrity. And so she on her grind. She needs somebody who hustle gonna match her hustle. But, two quick stories. Story number one, a little more close to home. I have a son who drives a truck, over-the-road truck driver. He, in his 20s, he went through job after job after job. And he would say to me from time to time, he would say, I want to drive a truck. And one day I was asking him, you want to drive a truck? Why? I don't know why I was asking. Just asking, why you want to drive a truck? He said, just something I think I would love to do. What would you love about it? I like driving. I like traveling. He said, I just think I would love it. Well, not too long ago, he went to truck driving school. He got his CDL. He now has a job as an over-the-road truck driver, making 6 figures, almost right out the gate. He don't own the trucking company. And I could imagine some people would say, his hustle ain't. But you don't know where he came from. You don't know where the bus driver came from to say his hustle ain't on her level. His chosen profession doesn't pay what her chosen profession may pay. But that don't mean his hustle ain't tight, or whatever the appropriate terminology is. So to assume that because somebody works a blue-collar job, they ain't hustling, they ain't on their grind, that's such a flawed way of thinking and looking at people. Quick story number two. Y'all know at one point I helped coach little Pee Wee League football. And there was a man there who had been coaching Little League football for decades. And he was sharing with me that I think he said on his third marriage. He's on his third marriage because women, according to him, and I believe him, women keep trying to help him. Women keep trying to help him. Women keep trying to elevate him. But he don't want to be elevated to their standard. See, this guy loves coaching, molding, and shaping little kids. And he said his 2 previous wives would say to him regularly, like, why don't you move up the ranks? You could go coach at the high school. Then maybe you could, get an assistant position like with a college team. And you never know where that might lead. You could be a head coach of a college team. And then if y'all successful enough, you might be able to become an assistant in the NFL. And then if that's good, you might one day become a head coach in the NFL. And it's like, oh, she believed in him. And he says one of his wives even went to the point of reaching out to the high school to see if they could get him a job. Now, he's aware of the high school. They know him. His team is the feeder system for the junior high and the high school. They work closely together. They have the same, colors, same logo, same everything. And then once they realize, hold on, you don't want to elevate yourself? You cool with this mediocre job of coaching kindergarten through 6th grade? And he's like, I'm happy here. But you ain't now, he has a job outside of that where he provides for his family quite well. But his hustle ain't strong enough for these women. And he's divorced twice, maybe 3 times now, because it's been a minute. He's divorced twice because they thought he should move up. But he's happy doing what he's doing. He's happy. That's where he wants to be. But that ain't good enough. See, and we can grow together. He don't want to grow. He don't want to grow the way you want him to grow. He don't want to grow the direction you want him to grow. And that happens. And they're not. I don't believe when women do that. They're trying to be, what's the terminology? I don't know. They're not trying to be overbearing. They're trying to help. They're trying to help. I hear it all the time. When these conversations come up, yeah, he might be driving the bus, but we can get together and he can own the bus company. He don't want to own the bus company. He want to drive the damn bus. Why you marry him as a bus driver if you wasn't comfortable with him driving the bus? And look, Ebony should have just said, in my opinion, I want a man that make more money than me. And I got that right. But you wrapping it in, oh, it's the soft bigotry of low expectation. I believe that I'm trying to uplift. That's not how you uplift. That's not how you uplift. Saying to people who might be living their dream, your dream is below average and insufficient. Not even just for me. In that second clip, she wasn't even just saying it's average and below my standard. She said, as a culture, that should be below our standard. The fact that we accept a dude who get up every day and go to a blue collar job, but don't own the company, should be below our standard as a people. So there's no place for good, hardworking black men. See, I don't like the insults being hurled at her. I didn't like them. I didn't like them. I didn't like that because she got it right. She got it right. But when she came back with that second part, I was like, I think all of those insults might have been on point. They might have been on point. But look, ladies, ain't nothing wrong with wanting what, and men too. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting what you want. Nothing. Want what you want. Go after what you want. If you don't want it, don't waste time with it. Don't waste time with it. But be honest about it. Be honest about it. You don't want a man who owned the company because you're against the soft bigotry of low expectations. You want that money. Just say that. Just say that road, that go good for me. I bet you brought home C's and D's and that was fine. And your parents just told you as long as you're doing your best. What did that have to do with anything? You just wanted to try to insult people. But stop thinking, because he don't make a lot of money, I mean, he ain't hustling, he ain't grinding. Stop thinking you can elevate him and make him better if he ain't asking for it. One thing that happens, at least in my house, and I'm telling y'all, I'm not saying that my marriage is flawless, but I'm happy to the mud. Because we talk and we understand each other. Here's something that happened in my house. I pick up things to do. And my wife is a very knowledgeable woman about a lot of different things. And she has a lot of connections. And she'll see me doing something and see the love and enjoyment that I'm, and she'll say, is that what you want to do? And let's just take this, for example, this. She said, is that what you want to do? I said, I'm not sure what you mean. She say, are you cool just doing that as a podcast? Or do you want to take it and make it bigger? Like, are you trying to create a network to, elevate that and then, take it to another level and another level? Like, are you trying to conquer the world? And I say, let me fill it out and see. She say, okay. And then she'll later come back and say, you decided? And if I told her I'm ready to conquer the world, I need your help though. I wouldn't even have to say the last part. I'm ready to conquer the world. She'd say, well, let's get on it. What can we do to help you conquer the world? What can we do to take that podcast to the next level to help create that network? And she would be up all night researching stuff, figuring stuff out. That's her on the computer. Because that would be what I want. But when I say, nah, I'm cool with just that. She's like, okay, well, cool. You happy doing that? Yeah. She's like, well, good. Because you look happy when you do it. And I like seeing you happy. And she'd be cool with that. Now, she was like, look, you can't be my husband and just be doing stuff because you happy. If you going to do a podcast, you got to take over the podcast world. I need you to get up at 2:00 in the morning. I need you to schedule this many guests. I need you to read this many stories. I need you to get out and network. I need you to bring in this much advertising this week. I need you to, I would be like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm happy. Let me be happy. But she don't do all of that. Thank God. She let me be happy. There's another piece that I do, and she's like, are you ready to take that to the next level? I was like, I'm not ready to take it to that level yet, but I am ready to take it to another level. She got the researching. I was like, really? Really? So now I got some other things working. See, you want to go to the next level? I can help you get there. We can work together. But if you cool and you happy. And if you happy, I'm happy. It's no soft bigotry of low expectations. Bull S. Because that's what that was. Excuse me. That's what that was. And fellas, man, yeah. Look, y'all have to not be bothered by stuff like this. Don't be bothered by stuff like this. I posted something, I think it was yesterday, when I saw this. And a few other stories similar. And I'm like, fellas, look, be you. I mean, this goes for ladies too, but be you. Be authentically you. And find somebody that want you. Whatever it is about you, that's what they want. They don't want to change you. They want you. We go through, you know what I'm saying? You trying to, I wonder what she like. Oh, she like this. Let me do this. Oh, she like that. Let me do that. Oh, she like this kind of man. I can be that kind of man. No, not me. Not me. I can be me. So then if you meet me, and you like, oh, you got some stuff that I just don't like. If you could change this or change that, no, that means you don't like me. All of me, the way I need you to like me. Because if I have to change some stuff, I'm not the one for you. I'm not the one for you. And as we grow and all that stuff, of course, things are going to change. We going to both grow. I'm not the same as I was when I was 10, when I was 20, when I was 30, when I was 40. I'm only 52. I'm not the same person I was at 50. Because we grow. And hopefully we grow together. But I don't know. I think people make this stuff too hard. Fellas be trying to front and be something that they not. Women be trying to accept things that they don't really want to accept. Look, you got to be responsible for whatever your standard is. And like I saw somebody on here say, and I wholeheartedly agree, whatever that standard is, you might be ruling some people out. You're lowering the pool that you have. Fewer people. I'm not dating a woman, for me, I'm 5'5". I'm not dating no woman over 5'7". It's a whole lot of women that I just ruled out. What if the perfect one for me was 5'8"? Let people have their standards. And don't be mad at them. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her for having that standard. I'm mad at her for that last part. You mad because people kind of peeped out who you are and what you want and called it what people call it. And so you came home mad and then tried to play the victim and the hero all at the same time. Oh, y'all victimizing me. But what I really am is the hero trying to save you. I didn't like that. I supported her up to that. All right, 513-717-5464. That was really it. I just felt like I had to get that off my chest. People don't have to attack people. Like they were attacking her and then like she attacked, because I felt like that was an attack on black men and the black community. You don't know how hard that man worked to become a bus driver. You know he's not a real man. It was hypothetical. You don't know how hard that man worked to become a bus driver. Jerica says, we don't mean no harm when we try to push and elevate you. We can be a little pushy at times, but we often see things in you that you don't. Then just ask. Talk to me about it. Don't push me. Talk to me about it. The guy who's the coach, he loved those kids. He wouldn't want to be anywhere else. He's had offers to coach at the high school. He don't want to do it. He loved those kids. That's his passion. So just ask. Just ask. And then if it's not to your liking, like, oh, but I see so much potential in you. Okay, you see so much potential. But I'm so fulfilled now. Wyatt says, a man will pick up a waitress from Frisch's. A woman would not give a cook at Frisch's a chance. We different. It's true to some degree. For some people, it all depends. Because men got standards. What the waitress at Frisch's look like. See, our standard might not be money, career, and all that stuff. But what she look like. I'm not dating no woman that's 20 pounds overweight. I'm not doing that. Because different people have different standards. If she ain't got her hair and her nails done, well, we get on them about that. Like, I saw she wasn't looking all that hot at Frisch's. But if she's sexy at Frisch's, she could be the nicest, most loving, most caring, most dedicated. What she look like. What she look like. So, men do it too. Different thing. Different thing. Kenneth want to know from women, what do you have to offer besides your A? I think they have a lot to offer. A lot. It's more a matter of what are you looking for, Kenneth, besides the A? What are you looking for? LaDonna says, that's like when I was in high school. If you weren't a light-skinned woman, it was over. And there are people who have that as a standard. They're not wrong. If that's what they like, that's what they like. You can't be mad at them. You can't be mad at them. Nat says the sisters like the Albie Shores also. But hold on, is any of this wrong? Kenneth say he talking to the gold digger type. Well, again, this woman, who I guess I would classify, Ebony K, whatever her name is, I would classify her as a gold digger. I would. But she has a lot to offer, apparently. She's an intelligent woman. She's a pretty lady. She's apparently a hardworking woman. She's well-rounded. She's got a lot to offer. And she wants someone who's willing to offer that same thing. Wyatt says, I don't know one successful man who's not encouraged by his woman. I have to think about that one. Because there are some single successful men. There are men who don't engage in relationships because they're so focused on their careers and their success. So what about them? But you said you don't know, and that's fair. You didn't say they don't exist. Ben says she got a bad attitude and terrible character, if you ask me. You don't know her to know that. She had a bad attitude on the one. And basically, kind of in her defense, but just sort of. Yes, she had a bad attitude because she was being attacked. Maybe rightfully attacked, but still attacked. She was being attacked, and so her defense mechanisms kicked in. So, yes, when you're being attacked and you go and you get in defense mode, you say things a little more harsh than you normally would. There was a marked difference between her attitude and the Iyanla, whatever, I can't say her name right, Iyanla clip and the clip where she was defending herself. She was fed up. She felt under attack, and so, boom, shields up, knives out. I got to defend myself. I got to come with all the attitude. I got to drop the polished speaking and be a little more ebonic with it. The way she looked, the way she talked, the way she enunciated, the way she moved her head, the way she blinked her eyes, all of that was different first clip to the second clip. Because one was her putting on a face. The other was her putting on a defense. So I don't know that it's fair to say she has a bad attitude or terrible character. I don't know that lady. She could be the nicest lady in the world. I don't think that's fair. Y'all, this voice is going. Oh, the Dukester. Hey, what's up, Dukester? Dukester in the house. Ben says, where there's smoke, there is fire. Sometimes where there's smoke, there's just smoke. Sometimes it's just smoke. It's not always fire. I'm sounding like Lincoln taking a knife to Iyanla's name. I do have sometimes I have a hard time saying it. I have to see it written out to say it correctly. But I can't read without moving my lips. Just for the record. Just for the record, it was just a simple statement. That's right, and I did have coronavirus. Oh, now y'all be saying the most nonsensical stuff. You can't have smoke without fire. Smoke suggests heat. Okay, things can get hot and smoke without catching fire. Y'all be wanting to debate about the silliest stuff. It is a fact, a pure D fact, that something can get hot and smoke and there not be fire. Just a fact. I can't believe you actually have to debate this type of stuff. My phone is blowing up. All right, y'all. Yes, a pure D fact. But all right, y'all, I don't have a whole lot. I didn't actually think I would go this long. But I don't have a whole lot. There were a few other stories. But I'll be really honest. My throat is hurting. Sore, and I'm losing my voice. Where's CK when you need him? I'm interested in what he has to say. Cindy says, get a COVID test. Why? Why get a COVID test? Get some tea and drop a cough drop in it. All right. Thank you for the advice. Why not? Cindy, who's to say I haven't already? But why not? Because I know it's not COVID. I actually know exactly what it is. That's true. I do need something to soothe my throat. But more than anything, I need to get rid of this cough. It's the cough that messes with me. The cough messes with me. Yes. And I knew what she had, because she right here on the floor. I knew what she had, and I knew that she gave it to me. So I already knew what I had before I went to the doctor. And then the doctor just confirmed it. Cindy, it does hurt. It does hurt. And when you do it all day and all night, it wears on my throat and my voice. So that's where it is. Thank you, Dr. Princess Flower. Lady K says, do what all day and night? Cough. Like that. All day and all night. It wears on my throat. Princess Flower says, trust me, Princess Flower. Look, I love y'all advice. I love y'all advice. Y'all so knowledgeable. But I'm already on prednisone. That was what was prescribed. I went to a doctor. They gave me a diagnosis and prescribed the medication that I needed. I would not be rubbing no Comfy lotion on anything of mine. It's not going to happen. But y'all, I love y'all advice. I really do. I do. Y'all know stuff. And for whatever reason, though, y'all won't take my word for stuff. Like if I say, I know what it is and I'm taking care of it, you need to do this. Like, okay. Well, you need to do this. Okay. You should try this. Okay. I talked about shaving and the bumps. Somebody actually, just shave in one direction. Just shave in one direction. Yeah, because I shave in a zigzag pattern just all over the place. Just zigzag. Come on. Come on. I haven't tried shaving in one direction in really, I didn't start getting a beard till I was like 30. So in my 22 years, you really don't think I've just tried shaving in one direction? Think I just wake up in the morning like, oh, I want to do figure eights. Yeah, that's the way I want to shave. That's, come on. Who's shaving in a zigzag pattern? But it was good advice. It was. I appreciate the advice. Cough looking up. Okay. I'll try that. What suggestion did I not appreciate, Angela? Oh, the humidifier? I actually have to run. This is an old house. And for whatever reason, it's humid in here a lot. So I actually have to run a dehumidifier in a number of rooms. So that's not really the issue. Plus, I sleep with the mask on with the water in it, pushing warm, moist air down my throat. So again, while I appreciate the advice, I'm already breathing in humid air. But all right, y'all. I know it's only 4:12, but if all hearts and minds are clear, we okay with now, it's okay for people to have their standards. You don't have to insult them for their standards. It doesn't necessarily make them bad people. Angela wants to know, when's the last time you washed that device? 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I have to clean it constantly, which is a lot of why I will end up not wearing it. It's a lot of work. Valerie says, sounds like a tropical rainforest. Thank you. Thank you, Angela. Yeah, no, I know I had to clean it all the time. I used to maybe clean it once a week. But I said I had to clean it much more often than that because I would get bacterial infections in my throat. And they said it was from the device, from the CPAP machine. And I'm like, I wash it. I wash it all the time. And I'm not rinsing. Wash it. I'm like, I wash it all the time. And they're like, how often? And I'm like, at least once a week. And sometimes I'll forget and it'll be once every other week. And they were like, wash that device more often. So, yeah. Walter said, good afternoon, Cincinnati. Good afternoon, Walter. Oh, we got Blake calling. Blake.
What's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Nothing. I was listening to you, man, and I was just thinking about Kevin Samuel.
All right.
When he had his little show.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go overboard because everybody now think they are relationship professionals. Girl, I can't hardly say her name either, but she said something very deep that I think she gave it up because she said, and this is her quote, maybe not exactly, but she said black women have a very deep root problem, and she said she couldn't fix nobody no more. Black women made her give up her career. She said she was done because black women do not want to listen. She said black women don't even want to listen to a black woman. So I don't know if she's still doing it, but I know one time I was watching her, she said she quit. She went to school for all that and everything. She said she just gave up. And a couple other women that gave relationship advice, they quit their profession too. They were just done with black women. They don't want to listen. And these, I don't know exactly these women's names, but everybody's on YouTube, whatever. You can look them up.
Well, I think the same. I think the same could be said for men. The same could be said for white women and white. I mean, people don't necessarily want to listen to. If you done made up your mind, a thing is what it is, and then somebody calling themselves an expert comes in to tell you you're wrong. A lot of people don't want to listen to that. People just don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about black relationships. I'm not talking about black women. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about white women. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about black relationship, period.
Yeah, but
And
when you say things like, she gave up because black women didn't want to listen, that puts
yeah,
out the image that it's black women who don't want to listen. But when, and it kind of singles them out, and it makes it seem like this is a diss on black women specifically, and that's not a human trait.
well, I'm not. Once again, I'm not talking about other humans, other colors. I'm talking about black relationships. This is not me saying it. This is the women saying it. Why they gave up because of black women dealing with relationships. It's like I'm not pulling this out of thin air, King. They said it. They gave up. They uh their profession because of what was going on. This is exactly what they said, King. Tomorrow, or if you back on, I'll look these women up. You said the one. I can't hardly say her name. We know the one that with the short hair, and she was on TV for a minute.
Young Love Van Zandt, yeah.
Yeah. If you go up and pull it up, you will see she said she quit. She just gave up because the black women have deep rooted problem. I say the ones that she was dealing with at the time, but that's why she gave up what she was doing. And two other professional black women was on YouTube. They gave it up. So it's not humans. It's not all humans. They're talking about black women dealing with relationships. The way they treat their men. Not all. Just the ones that they was dealing with, I guess they ran into, and that's why they gave it up. But I want to say, King, I know you're dealing with a different culture, and I'm gonna say it again. This culture know everything, but they don't do nothing, and it amazes me where if you try to teach them, they want to teach you. So I think sometimes we are in a losing battle that some of us are going to be lost because we think we know everything. And that generation, man, I don't know what it's going to take, but something really going to have to happen for them to really come into reality because they know everything, but they don't manifest nothing. Hey, have a good one, King.
All right, Blade. That's Blade. What I'll say about that is I remember being young, and I remember the older people saying, see, that's the problem. We can't teach you nothing because you think you know everything. Every time somebody try to tell you something, you try to tell them that they don't know. That's just a thing that happens. But you keep talking to them. You should listen too. When you're trying to teach a young person and they're telling you, no, that's not the way it is, blah, 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 that's the way it is, listen to them. Listen to them. They're trying to tell you, they're trying to show you their perspective. And if you listen to their perspective, then maybe you can tailor the lesson to incorporate and understand their perspective. And then they can receive the lesson better. But that's just a thing that's going to happen. Old generation, young generation, they don't listen. They think they know everything. Then when they get older, they're going to be talking to their kids and their grandkids, and they're going to be saying they don't listen. They think they know everything. That's just a thing. Got to live with it. Deal with it. Work around it. But no, I understand, you're talking about black women and relationships, but I really do have an issue when people present stuff in that way as if we're only black women have this issue. As if only black women don't listen to relationship advice from other people. Only black women do that. only people who get frustrated giving relationship advice are people trying to give relationship advice to black women. Like, no. You pay attention to white women out here? White women be going crazy out here. You got white gold diggers. I'm certain you got Asian gold diggers. I know you got Latino gold diggers. They don't listen. You got all of that. So it's people. It is. It's just people. I want us, one of the things, I want us to stop painting, but even though, there are black people with issues, just about every issue you can think of, black people have it, along with everybody else. And I understand the idea that I'm just worried about my people, even though sometimes people say that, and they really ain't. They just saying that as a way to give them an excuse to bash black people. But why black people run from the police? Black people ain't the only people that run from the police. Get on the internet. You can see videos of white people running from police. Why black people, kids don't know how to swim. Get on the internet. You're going to see a whole lot of white kids don't know how to swim. White kids drown too. You name the issue. It ain't just black people. And I really wish people would not present it that way. Because it make it seem like black people is so effed up. Well, we all effed up. Emanuel, that sound like some undercover Lincoln shade. Look, my Lincoln shade is never undercover. I'm always straight up with it. That it was an example that I thought of. He said it, but I think I might have said it too. So no, trust me, when I give you Lincoln shade, I like to make it super clear. This is Lincoln shade. Speaking of it, okay, here's some Lincoln shade. Y'all, Lincoln is starting to annoy me. Lincoln is starting to annoy me. This whole idea that every time I send in a comment now that's a little critical of him, he's playing the victim. Oh, there go Emanuel. You know he just want people to not like me. He'll say anything to make people not like me. I know you want people to not like me. I'm like, really? Lincoln, I thought you was a Marine. When did you become a bitch? Stop acting like that. As many shots as he take at me, soon as I take one of him, and he don't even play the victim like strong. Like Alicia Reese, she is a strong victim. Ask her. I had to fight to do this, and they tried to hold me down, but I fought, and I got this in there. And they tried to push back, but I fought, and I got that in there. How would we look at Alicia Reese if she was like, oh, the Hamilton County commissioners, they tried to make me look bad. They all just want to make me look bad. Come on. Come on. When they went out early the other day, was that yesterday? The other day, and I said Lincoln is a professional. See, there's Emanuel. He trying to make me look bad. He just loved to make me look bad. Really? Be a strong victim at least. I see you, man. You trying to attack me? That's all right. I got something for your lump-headed A. You know what I'm saying? Just be... Oh, I'm not a professional, but you ain't got a job no more. But I'm the one who ain't professional. All right, I see you. Be a strong victim. You know what I'm saying? Give me something back. Oh, man, you know, he don't want people to like me. That's getting annoying to me. Come on, be a man. Be a Marine. I can't imagine the Marines, they out there and then they start taking on fire and they all looking at each other. They trying to kill us. You see, they trying to shoot at us. They sure are trying to shoot at us. They shouldn't be trying to shoot at us. Why they always trying to shoot at us? Come on. Man up. I was going to say, I'm going to start taking that approach every time he attacked me. I'll turn on the show and I'll hear some reference to me that's a lightweight attack. And I just crack up. Because then I'll be like, all right, I got to get his ass. He started it. I got to get him. Oh, Lincoln attacking me. He don't want the people to like me. I don't know why, but you know he gonna always find a reason to attack me. What the hell is that? So I don't know. I keep hearing it. You cuss. No, I don't. When did you hear me cuss? You did not hear me cuss. Ass is not a cuss word. It's in the Bible. 2 bitch is not a cuss word. It's a female dog. It's not a cuss word. I do not cuss. Sounded to me like Lincoln got you fired. Lincoln did not get me fired. The company terminated my... That's the other thing he keeps saying. You quit. You quit. Y'all know that's a lightweight attack. He know it's a lightweight attack. But I don't care. I don't care. And it's actually funny because that is actually what the company was telling people when people were asking them what happened. What happened to Emanuel? He quit. The company was actually telling people that. But I don't care. I don't care. He can say it. And I'll say that's not true. I was fired. But I'm definitely not going to be on there talking about Lincoln trying to make me look bad by saying that I quit. Why, he always trying to make me look bad. He said I quit. He know I didn't quit. He just trying to make me look bad. Like, you 83 damn years old. Damn is in the Bible too. You 83 years old, crying. Cindy says, you don't get unemployment if you quit. And I did get some unemployment. It didn't last long. Y'all gonna see it. Pay attention. Pay attention. I'm gonna type something about him because I can't help it. I can't help. And y'all know, this is the truth. I type good stuff about him. What do he say when I type good stuff about him? I'm not even going to say it. Y'all tell me, what do he say? when I type good stuff about him. They didn't give you a severance package? No. They gave me a few minutes to get the heck up out of there. That's what they gave me. Lady K says, when do you type good stuff? I type good stuff all the time. I talk about how Lincoln does a good job. I talk about, I just say random good things about Lincoln. I do all the time. And y'all right, what do he say? I'm being sarcastic. Or he called me a hater. Lady K says you're not aware of this. Yeah, no, I do. I type good stuff about him. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. You know, if he's saying that I did a good job, it's a butt coming. He gonna say something else. You know, help me understand why Raven shows Lincoln such little respect. Is it because of your influence? No. Look. It's one of those things where you have to be there. And you have to understand everybody's actual position, everybody's what their duties are. And when you got somebody who does not fulfill their duties, so all of those duties rest on you. And when you ask them about fulfilling their duties, they pretend like it ain't their duties and you're doing something wrong. Now, they can call you on every little thing that you do, but they don't do 90% of the stuff that they're supposed to do. And they're so disrespectful about it. Like, try to treat you like you're their servant when you're not. You already doing, 90% of their job for them. And they treating you like that's your job to do it. And after a while, you know what I'm saying? You be like, hey, Ian, do your own job. Hold on. I could hit this on time if you were doing your part. But because I'm doing your part and my part get messed up sometime. I don't remember you or Terrence ever making some of those mistakes. See, here's the deal. Number one, I'm the king of talk. There is none higher. Sucker MCs should call me sire. To burn my kingdom, you must use fire. And I won't stop talking till I retire. I'm the best. And at doing that, I was the best. But that's a part of why Lincoln don't really care for me. Because I wasn't going to let him not doing what he do distract me from not doing what I do. Well, that's not true. It happened from time to time. But look, this is just the truth. Y'all ask. I be trying to tell the truth. He don't necessarily do what he's supposed to do a lot of the time. Like, y'all don't see it because y'all be jock riding. So y'all don't see it. And when y'all do see it, y'all be like, key, that's funny. Like when Angel had to come in and be like, did you get those 7 emails that I sent you? What? I didn't see no email. I just sent them to you today. I checked my email. I sent you 3 of them today. No, you didn't. I checked my email. Here. Right there. Oh, well, I didn't need to see the emails anyway. Then why was you asking for them? And y'all link, that ain't funny. I mean, it's funny when you see it every once in a blue moon. But when it's 10, 12 times a show, you supposed to know this. You got sent this information. It's right in front of you. Just read it. Why can't you just tell me? It's right there. Read it. You deal with that every day. And then, from Terrence's perspective, well, Terrence is in every once in a while. You put Terrence on that show Monday through Friday, give him 6 months. Give him 6 months. He gonna be like, he actually already kind of say it, but he don't be as frustrated as me. He gonna be like, damn, Lincoln, can't you just do the part you supposed to do? So, yeah. And she probably get tired of him. Here's one simple thing. Let's say Dave calls in. She's in a hurry. All the lines are ringing. She types in Davee. Lincoln sees that. Lincoln says, all right, Davey. And the guy says, oh, no, it's Dave. Instead of Lincoln just saying, all right, Dave, what's on your mind? What does Lincoln do? Come on, y'all know the answer to this one. Well, I'm on the screen and say Dave E with 2 E's. So how am I supposed to know it's just Dave? She put Dave E. If she wouldn't have put Dave E, I wouldn't have said Dave E. So, okay, it's not Dave E, it's Dave, all right? Raven, next time just put Dave. All right, Dave, what you got? Just say, oh, all right, Dave, sorry about that. What's on your mind? Why you gotta throw her under the bus every time? That'll frustrate you, especially if I'm doing 90% of your job. So then, I'm like, damn, you just throw me under the bus all the time. Like, but I'm supposed to be like super respectful to you. Yeah, no. It's not me. It's just stuff get old. So a lot of times what y'all hear are the frustrations of months and years of stuff. I've heard on-air talent be much worse to technical producers. Who? And the truth of the matter is, those on-air talent are probably holding their weight. Like, look, if you on point, like all the time, like you on point. Like I'm on point, you on point. Boom, boom, boom. I bring it, I expect you to bring it. Like, all right, you can't kind of argue with that. But I got to hold you up and hold me up and you dissing me on air constantly? Come on. Then leave if you're not happy. Well, that's kind of foolish to say. It's a job. I'm doing my job. But so, Derek, so the idea is, if you go to a job and someone disrespects you, quit. Don't stand up for yourself. Just quit. You'll never hold a job. To me, that's foolish. Lincoln has put in his time. He has earned the respect, in my opinion. You don't earn respect by just being there. You earn respect by earning it. Just being there don't earn you respect. And you can't expect respect if you don't give respect. Like, I can respect the hell out of you. Like, I respect the hell out of you. And then you be like, boy, sit down. I'm like, I'm trying to respect this end, but he just keep being disrespectful to me. Like, I respect you. I'm going to sit down. Boy, shut up. Why you keep calling me boy? My name is Emanuel. Why you calling me boy? I say you boy, you boy. Like, what? I don't know. I've been here 50 years. I can say whatever I want. No, you can't. No, you can't. Derek says, bro, I retired from the bar. I don't know what the bar is. What's the bar? What's the bar? If you are disrespected daily and it causes you to be disrespectful in the workplace, then yes, leave. No, you don't leave. You fight through it. Especially if that's your passion. Especially if that's your passion. You're trying to break into a business. You got somebody holding a spot, not really doing much, but they holding it. You're like, okay. It's a hard business to break into. So I got my foot in the door, and then somebody look at you like, what you doing with your foot in the door? I don't like the way he talked to me. I'm just take my foot out the door and give up on my dream. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. Bro, I'm retired from the Navy, 21 years. You said the bar. I don't know what the bar is. I didn't know they called the Navy the bar. Don't be mad at me. You typed it. I didn't type it. I just didn't know what the bar was. And that's probably what she's doing. She's putting in her time. She's putting in her time. And she'll move up. You're going overboard now. Okay, here's another quite literal. That was called, like, she don't actually have her foot in a door, believe it or not. She's just now in. So when I gave that as an example, did you really think like she just stuck her foot in a door? It was an example of if you stick your foot in the door and then somebody is just being, if you get in, let me not use, because I don't want to confuse somebody into believing that I'm actually saying that somebody's foot is stuck in a door. If you have a passion to be in a particular field and you get the opportunity at the ground level to be in that field, and then someone at that ground level treats you really disrespectfully, certain things you kind of put up with to get where you need to get or where you want to be. So be it shut up, and you may have never heard it, but that don't mean it wasn't said. You don't know what's said when the mic ain't on. Even though I'm not saying that he said that to her. That was just an example of something disrespectful. But, you know what I'm saying? You're like, dang, there's a lot of disrespect here. Quick story. I know y'all don't like wrestling. So there's a wrestler. His name is Santino Marella. His real name ain't Santino Marella, but he's Santino Marella as a wrestler. In wrestling, they train in hopes of getting to the pinnacle of wrestling, WWE, out there on the main event, on the stage. Well, Santino Marella came in, and he's in like the first stage of training. He ain't even at the performance center. He's at the first stage of training. He runs into a guy by the name of Jim Cornette. All you really need to know is Jim Cornette been in wrestling forever, and he's very passionate about the business. He did something that made Jim Cornette mad. It was actually a misunderstanding. Jim Cornette, this is a grown man, well-versed in many different types of combat, like taekwondo and judo and wrestling and boxing, and he's a genuine tough guy. Well, this guy, Jim Cornette, who's a little, he's not a wrestler. He's a puny guy. Jim Cornette slapped this grown man 3 times. Slap, slap, slap while fussing at him. You don't do that and you don't do that. Santino Marella say, I could have handled him, but he's Jim Cornette. I know that if I grab Jim Cornette and beat the crap out of Jim Cornette, my opportunity in the business, while I feel good at that moment, my opportunity in the business is gone. It's gone. I'm justified in doing it. I don't have to put up with that. All of that stuff. He literally slapped me. But I have to look at long term. So he said he kind of laughed it off. And then later on, the company heard about it, and eventually Jim Cornette got fired for it. The point, of course, is not that somebody slapping Raven either. The point is, sometimes when you're in there on the ground level, and I'm sorry, not that the station is on the ground level, I'm talking about at the beginning stage of a career. Sometimes when you're in there on the ground level, you can't, hold on. No problem. Have a great day. Don't forget your coat. And did you see the paper upstairs on the counter? Okay. Sometimes, in order, I can't respond a particular way because I still want to achieve this. I have a goal. So I might have to eat crap. And I'm not saying that they're making Raven eat doodle. I want to be real clear. If you have to eat crap to keep pursuing that goal, that's what you do. But that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, you just gonna keep silently taking it. I guaranteed if Jim Cornette went to try to slap him another time later on, he'd probably say, we're not doing that. And he might have grabbed him. So sometimes you have to understand there's a backstory to some of what you see. And why y'all love him. Because he's a nice, lovable guy. Y'all don't know the whole story. Y'all don't see the stuff. Y'all don't work with him every day. You don't carry his slack every day. So, no, she being so disrespectful. What did he say? What did he do? He didn't do nothing. He been there 50 years. He can't do wrong. Yeah, he can. You think, you've been there 50 years, you can hold your stuff down. Should make it easy for a newbie, not more difficult. That's all I'm saying. Oh, you saying turn the mic up. It's not, it's my voice. It's not the mic. And then I'm telling you how frustrating it is. You watch all these people, they jocking him. Yeah, go Lincoln. Yeah, go Lincoln. I'm riding your jock like crazy. Oh, you the best. Oh, you the this. And you're like, This dude don't. Where's the email? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh, well, I didn't need the email anyway. Again, y'all see it and y'all like, that's kind of funny. But you have to do that 7 times a day. And then when something don't get done, somebody's at the corporate saying it's your fault that it didn't get done. Now, I can't move ahead because you blaming me for stuff that you did. But I'm supposed to be like super deferential and respectful to you. Yes, sir, mister. Come on. Come on. So y'all, y'all be really hard on Raven. I don't like that. I don't like that. She's really new in the business. And y'all just give her such a hard time. But she's really doing good. I know people who were in the business for 10 or so years before they got an opportunity. And then once you get the opportunity and you see somebody trying to, I won't even say trying to sabotage, but messing up your opportunity. Because think about this. Think about this. You get in the business and you get an opportunity because there's somebody there who sees something. And so they give you an opportunity. They give you an opportunity. But then there's somebody else there that's been there forever. And you got the decision makers down the hall. Like, okay, she's doing all right. But then somebody do something wrong. And somebody's telling the decision makers down the hall, well, it was her fault. If she would have did this, then I wouldn't have forgot. Oh, no, it's her fault because if she would have did this, then I would have had the information that I was supposed to have. Oh, no, it's her fault that I didn't have that information that was sent to me 12 times. It's her fault. And then you presented with a better opportunity and they like, we not sure you're ready. Why am I not ready? Why am I not ready? Could it have something to do with every time something go wrong, it's my fault, even though it ain't really my fault? And that's messing up my opportunities. And I'm smart enough to see that my opportunities is getting messed up. But I'm supposed to act like that's cool because you've been here for a long time. Now, I see my opportunities not being what they were before. And I see the disrespect coming my way. And because you've been here for a long time, that's okay. And no, you don't just leave. No, you don't just leave. Because you do still have opportunities. Now you just make it clear, I'm not taking the blame for this. It's on you. So if anybody asks, who messed up? Exactly, you messed up. Don't put that on me. Now let me move on to my next opportunity. You don't just leave. Why don't y'all have a come to Jesus meeting off the record and come to an understanding? What if you've tried that 100 times off the record? Because you think You should be able to go to somebody and say, hey, look. And I'm not even going to talk about, you should be able to go to somebody and say, hey, look. If I misspelled Dave and put an extra E, and then Dave says, it's not Dave E, just say, oh, all right, Dave. I'll know I made the mistake. You don't have to throw me under the bus. Okay, I won't do it. And then, oh, Davey. Oh, well, he put Davey in. He wouldn't have put that. I wouldn't have said it. Oh, no, I thought we had an understanding. And what am I supposed to do? Just act like it? Okay, no, you cool. You cool. Because if you want to, I won't misspell Dave. Because that's my responsibility. But don't ask me for no information that you supposed to have. Because then when they come in here and say, well, why didn't Lincoln know that? I can say, didn't y'all send him that email 12 times? So why are you asking me why he didn't know it? Go in there and ask him why he didn't know it. Why didn't you why'd you throw me under the bus like that, Davey? You don't remember that? You don't remember Davey? Oh, you want me to take the hit for you, but you won't even just say, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave. We had to understand and we talked about this. Now, look, I can't necessarily say with 100% certainty that that's what happened, what's happening. I can tell you that that is what has happened. They throw each other under the bus on air. That's crazy. Sounds like a very toxic environment. Sounds like an environment. See, here's one of these things. I am a big believer in some people don't understand a thing until it's happening to them, right? And you figure, okay, you don't like this. So, you leave you don't flush the toilet after you use the toilet. That irritates me. Well, it irritates you, so now I'm not gonna flush it after I use it. So now we both nasty. But in my mind, if I'm telling you flush the toilet, and you like, all right, and you don't do it. Then once I do it and you like, why ain't you flush the toilet? I'm like, now you see how it feel? And I think most people be like, oh, yeah. I never thought about how it feels when it happens to me. So I will work hard to not do that. And you're like, okay, then good. We both work hard to not do it. I won't do it to you. You don't do it to me. And everybody's happy. All right, cool. And everybody happy, cool. And then you do it again. I'm like, why you do it? I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do it too. After so many times, you're like, I'm not going to be the only one getting the short end of the stick. I'm not going to be the only one getting the short end of the stick. Agreed, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen. But if it shouldn't happen one way, it shouldn't happen the other way. And why ain't nobody asking, boy, why is he so disrespectful to her? Why is he always throwing her under the bus on air? Nobody asked that question. Oh, because he been there for a long time. So that make it okay. No. And I could almost guarantee if he didn't do it, she wouldn't do it. But some people really do think it's okay for me to do it to you, but it's wrong when you do the same thing to me. Trust me when I tell you there are people who feel that way. I don't like that. But you do it to me. Well, that's different. How? I've been here for a long time. So instead of being mad at the person, like, this is an example. Nobody slapping me. Example. Nobody's actually slapping me. I'm out of my business. And you come in and you just slap the fire out of me. And I'm like, what you do that for? And you're like, oh, my bad. And walk on. And the next day, you just slap the fire out of me. I'm like, what you do that for? And you're like, oh, my bad. The next day you come and you slap the fire out of me. Eventually, you slap the fire out of me 10, 12, 2 weeks, 2 years in, and I slap the fire out of you, and you're like, why did you hit me? You've been hitting me for 2 years. You so petty to be hitting people back. Then what was you for 2 years? I'm petty. What were you for 4 years? You're cool slapping me, but I'm petty slapping you back. Well, nobody should be slapping anybody, but I'm getting slapped. My solutions are, I'm not getting slapped. And if I do, I'm slapping back. I would much rather not get slapped. So how about we both just stop slapping each other? Well, I used to slap you and you didn't do nothing. That don't make it okay. Stop slapping me. I come in the next day, you slap me again. Now I deck you. See, you was out of line for that. All I did was slap you. Yeah, I got to take it to the next level because eventually you're going to stop slapping me because the punishment for that is going to be such that you like, it ain't worth it. For some people, that's the way it works. They say, oh, she's so petty. She's so petty to do that. She's so petty to do that. What about the slap? What about the initial slap? Well, he been there for a long time. If he want to slap people, he can slap people. What kind of logic is that? But look, I get it. Some of y'all really like Lincoln. And he can do no wrong for y'all. I like Lincoln. I do. I like Lincoln. In the grand scheme of things, he's a good dude. He's a good father. He's a good worker to the extent that he's there on a regular basis. He's there on time. He's got a good attitude when he comes in. He's very personable. He's likable. He's inviting. And all of that means something. All of that means something. That don't mean everything to everybody. It just means everything to some of y'all. Daryl says it's called the Lincoln Ware Show, so he can do whatever the hell he wants and give people hell whenever he wants. And I believe that there are a lot of people who believe that. There really are a lot of people who believe that. He's been there for a long time, and his name is on the show. So. But there I go again. He's trying to make people not like me. You know that's what he's trying to do. I like the guy. I'm just not all off on his dick like some of y'all. Sometimes he be right. Sometimes you got to call people on the carpet, preferably behind the scenes. And it might rise to the occasion where you have to call them on the carpet on air, and hopefully, they'll be like, oh, I didn't like that. Let me do right. I understand that. But all the time. But all right. Now my real time is up. I got to get out of here. I know Wyatt coming on today. Nat says, first time I heard you say he's right about it. Sometimes. Okay, if you say so. Well, I don't know that you've ever heard me say, he smiles. So I want to say that. What else? Something you haven't heard me say. His head is typically immaculately shaved. I don't think you ever heard me say that. What else? He really knows how to sit down in a chair. Like he really knows how to sit. Let's see, something else you haven't heard me say. When he do the little preaching thing, it's funny to me. Something else. I want to get all the stuff out that you've never. The idea that I have to say every single good thing is hilarious to me. It's hilarious. Of course, sometimes he's right. Everybody can grow. I just think it's wrong to assume that only one person has any growing to do and anything else that person has to endure is okay because the person doing it to him has been there for a long time. Or because their name is on the show. And it would be great. It would be great if there were people, I don't really know everything that's there now, but if there were people there to teach people, to kind of mentor, I would say I used to do that on a regular basis. And I'm talking from the Wiz personalities to Buzz personalities, to even OSL personalities if I felt the need to. I would allow people to come in and to my surprise, people would literally come in and sit and watch me work and ask me questions. And I would teach them. Y'all know Ebony J? At one point she was an intern. Ebony J sat with me for months and months, just asking questions and me giving her answers. Even up until the last that I was there, even after I got fired, I got a call from Ebony J. Emanuel, I love Ebony J. Y'all don't understand how much I love that. I'm about to call her a little girl. How much I love that young lady. Emanuel, I got a question. I'm in the studio and I'm trying to do this and I can't get this thing to. Okay, do this, do that, hold that, push that. Oh, thank you, Emanuel. By the way, I don't work there no more because she apparently didn't know. But you can call me for anything, anytime. Because I wanted to help everybody. You here, you want to work, I want to see you be a star. So I want you to feel free to come in. Come in. Let me teach you. Well, you ain't never been on the Wiz. I ain't never been on the Wiz, but I've been in radio for a long time. I can give you just regular generic pointers about radio and production. Tropicana would come and ask me questions. Tropicana is like ultimate professional. And the fact that she would come and ask me questions, I'm like, what is these people doing? Like, what do I know? I'm going to tell you, they could do that with me. And this is me just about with anything. You ask me a question, you want to learn something, I will do my best to teach you everything that I know and to help you figure out stuff that I don't know. I don't know that there are people there who are doing that now. So if I can't sit with you and learn from you, if I ask you a question, you refuse to answer because you don't want me to rise to your level because somehow that makes me a threat to you at 84 years old. No, I never felt that way. I don't feel that way now. I've never felt that way. Nobody is a threat to my job. Nobody. If they gonna fire me, they gonna fire me. If they gonna give you the position, they gonna give you the position. And I'm not gonna try to hold you back by withholding knowledge from you to keep my job. Please, here's all the knowledge I got. And if they feel like they want to put you there, they're gonna put you there. That's always the way I always saw it. In every job that I've had, I somehow always become a trainer, teaching people. Just because I like doing it. I like doing it. I like teaching. But all right, y'all, I got to get out of here. Got to get out of here. It's Wednesday. Got Bible study. Got to get ready to get over there, get everything set up. I'm teaching some of the people at the church too, some of the young men. Like, you want to learn this stuff? Yeah, I want to learn. Well, just follow me. I'll tell you some stuff. And if you have any questions along the way, don't feel no way about saying, why did you do that? Why did you plug that in there? Why did you move that over? Why'd you turn that up? Why'd you turn that down? What did you do when you turned that knob? Because I usually, which this is weird, don't judge me, I talk while I work. I talk to the machines. Like, y'all, sometimes I think y'all hear me. Like, let me see if I can get this to move here. When I'm doing sound, I do the same thing. Oh, that sound a little boxy. Let me get this frequency here and let me see if that's the one I'm looking for. I'm going to turn it up and then turn you down. There you go. There you go. Thank you for fixing the boxiness, because it's the same board that I got right here. Mr. X32. Ooh, that's a little loud. Let me turn. Why are you so loud? Snare. What? Come on. Come down into the mix. Come on down. I don't know why I do it. It's weird. It's weird. But I do. I talk to the instruments. I talk to the board. I talk to the frequencies. I talk myself through stuff. I think I started doing it as people were around me trying to learn, because it helps give them a window into this crazy brain. So if you hear me talking, it's a habit that I picked up really when I worked in the meatpacking plant. And they would have somebody standing there training with me. And I would be like, okay, so I'm going to cut this here. I'm cutting it right here because I need these two things here. Pull this down. I'm going to tape that there. Pull that on through. Line that up with that. All right, there you go. You lined up. Thank you, Light, for coming on to show me that that's lined up. I'm going to pull this down and hold it down. Hit this button to start it up and watch it go. Send a few of them through because they never line up correct. Adjust this here and cut that off now. Start the meat going through. Bam, there we go. Now we running right. And they would be sitting there listening like, okay, why did you do that? And eventually they're like, I didn't have to ask you why you did it because you thanked the light for coming on, for letting you know. And now I know that that light is what allows you to know that it's lined up correctly. And that's why I started doing it. So I stopped having to, tell them, and then they would still have questions. You listen to what he's saying, and he's talking about what he's doing, why he's doing it, what does this indicates that, so on and so forth. And so, yeah, they stopped having questions and just start picking it up. And eventually, a whole new group of people trained. So now, yeah, I talk to stuff as I work with it. Meat packing. Yeah, I worked at a meat packing plant for about 10 or so years. Yeah, I worked at a meat packing plant. And I did virtually every job in the plant, and quite proficiently. I could go to, almost like at the radio station, I could go to any station just about in that plant on any shift, cleanup shift. I did clean up, the making the meat and everything. I did that. The unloading the meat, the peeling the meat, the packing the meat, the stacking the boxes, the taking the boxes and driving the forklifts. I did everything there. I learned how to do stuff. Y'all, if y'all don't know anything, y'all should know well enough to know I'm fascinated with learning stuff. So that's what I do. It's a job. Oh, what are you doing over there? I'm watching, okay. And then I mess around with it and figure it out. If you didn't get any training, I don't know. I pick stuff up. But all right, I got to get out of here, y'all. Wyatt is probably on right now. So go check Wyatt out. He had a really good show on earlier today about child support. I doubt that he's revisiting that, but it was a really good show. Did I beat the meat on the job? No, but from time to time, I was forced to put the meat in the back. I didn't like it, but sometimes I had to put it in the back. That's true, but it's a joke between a few guys on the meat packing floor. And if they are watching, I know at least one of them watches. If they are watching, hopefully they are laughing hysterically because it was the stupidest, most juvenile joke, but it was funny for us. But yeah, he had a great show on child support. Go check him out, Wyatt Live. I know he's on YouTube. I know he's on Facebook. I'm not exactly sure where else he is, but definitely go check him out if you got the time. It's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.